thought it was one of our better first scrimmages in the fall. There was good both ways. Offensively, I think it's 5 touchdowns, some long touchdowns, one called back because of a penalty that was going to be about a 80-yard run by JC. From a defensive standpoint, too many long plays, but you got some freshman kids in there, and it's good. It's a great video to learn from. So we can make a better throw on our a couple takeoff routes, and we got a play there. We had a chance to make a couple catches that I think we can learn from that. We gained running the football. I think it's 217 yards, which it's got to keep going, but that's an improvement. I thought McKenzie, I think he led us in rushing, but was very impressive in his first scrimmage. Runs hard, runs through people. He's a tough guy.
So tell us, how did you handle the quarterbacks, and what did you think of their performance?
We split the reps. We had some opportunities that we made some plays. We had some. I thought with the overall we took care of the ball. They had a couple good coverages called versus some of the things that we did. And again, the emphasis is protecting the football. And I thought for the most part we did that. We made good decisions. I thought Brewer did a good job of throwing the ball away and not taking sacks. He made some big plays. I think Mark did the same, and we're going to evaluate the tape and hopefully get this thing wrapped up as fast as we can. But again, the tape is the key. For me to sit here and say, well, if one played better than the other, that's completely unfair until we watch it.
Did you feel going into watching that tape that you're going to have a good sense when you're done of who your guy is, or do you think you're still a week away?
We'll find out. Just like I said, we wish we would have been able to get this thing over fast, but it's been great competition, which is good. And I think Mark has played much better. I mean, much better. And obviously Michael brings an element of experience. He comes from a throwing type of system and gets it. So we'll evaluate the tape.
What is it about Mark's play that's jumped from maybe the spring to now?
Urgency to improve, urgency to be the quarterback. I think what happens whenever you sat for so long, and I think this is where I did a poor job. I pushed Logan like no other. I spent a ton of time with Logan to help Logan get better. And Mark, I spent time with Mark, but it's not the gloves on, let's go mentality. I think he fell into the backup mode, and rather than coming to the building every day last year acting like he's the starter. And that's the lesson that I'm trying to teach our young guys in that room. I don't care if you're getting redshirted. I don't care if you're the third team guy. To develop and to do the things that you want to do when your number's called, you got to act like you're the starter the day you walk in the door. And I think Mark's improved in that area, and obviously, Michael's been well schooled, and that's what he brings. He's acting like he's a starter every day.
It sounds like Motley hasn't been able to do a whole lot so far. Is this just too tough of a time for him to play catch up early in camp like this?
It's disappointing. We're 9. What is this? I lost track. 10 or 11 days already into this deal, and being out so long. Mott's going to have a role, and he's so much improved too. I mean, he's went from a guy that was fighting to say, he's just really improved. I mean, that's the best way that I can explain it. And we're going to work with him and try to bring him along and get him caught up as fast as we possibly can. But being out for so long, I mean, it's just a really unfortunate situation for him. It's something that's completely out of his control.
Do you feel like you've done some things to win the job, or do you feel like you need to do more? How would you evaluate that?
I mean, I'm not focusing on what I need to do or anything like that. The only thing I'm really focusing on is taking care of the football and being able to put drives together and make plays when they present themselves, and helping this offense be more consistent, which is an area that we really need to improve on.
Did you feel a little, I don't want to say forgotten, but
Did you feel like overlooked coming into training camp? A lot of people were talking about how Motley had come on in spring. Did you use that as motivation between spring practice and summer camp? Do you feel like you've gotten better since spring practice?
You know, I think I do. You know, Motley and Ford during the spring, they, you know, really pushed me. Every day was a competition with them, and then, you know, along came Michael Brewer, who's a really good quarterback as well. So, you know, every day in practice, you know, it just brings out the best in you because, you know, we're competing for a spot, so every rep counts.